Hey, this is Rich. I'm gonna do a little bit different video. I've been working with a company called Owner Operators Co-op, or OOC for short. They're a not-for-profit company that works out of California, and all it is owner operators. And you may have seen a lot of their videos or marketing videos on Facebook or wherever, just to see if you want to know if what they say is true. Well, short story is, yes, it is. I'll give you a bit of a rundown. I'll show you one of my not pay stubs, but one of my pay things that I did, and show you the fees they take out, this, that, and the other thing. They do have some fees. Well, let's go back. When they say you get 100% of the load, well, you do. I'll go into that a little bit more here in a minute. They do have a fee that you have to pay them, which is $6.95 per month, but that's all you pay them. The $6.95 per month covers your IFTA, your UCR, 2290, all that stuff. So when you pay that, it pays for all that, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. Like I said, it's all owner operators that work here. You do have to own your own tractor or finance it or whatever, but you've got to have your own tractor. You don't necessarily need to have a trailer, because like any other kind of a co-op, like a farmer's co-op or whatnot, they use it kind of everybody as one thing, and then they get better rates and stuff like that on insurance, fuel, stuff like that. But they also have a trailer leasing program. I mean, OOC doesn't, but they put you in touch with the company that does, and they give us good rates on the trailers. I own my own trailer, so I've never used it, but that's a resource that's there for you if you don't own your own trailer, and it's not really that expensive. I looked at it once, but I mean, it's definitely reasonable. You can have a van trailer. I think you can have a step deck, flatbed. They don't do tanker. I guess you can do heavy haul or low boy or whatnot. But there's no hazmat, there is no tanker. So you can't do any of that stuff, which is kind of a bummer, because I wanted to do more hazmat stuff. And I like doing tankers too. But that is there. If you don't own your own tractor, they do have people that you can talk to, probably a finance company, or they work with a dealership or something. I don't know, but there is something there. But I had my own tractor, so I really didn't have to worry about it. Your tractor does have to be a 2010 or better. I found out the hard way. I almost bought a 389 that was a 2006. And I was about to leave and go sign the paperwork on it and do everything with it, and then when I was talking to Ron, he goes, "What year is that thing?" I said, 2006. He goes, "It's got to be 2010 or better," because the insurance company on it. Now, you may be able to get your own insurance on it or something. I don't know. I don't know if you have to specifically use their insurance, but I went ahead and used their insurance because I figured it'd be a little bit cheaper. And I got a 2023 680 now, which right now I'm kind of happy about, because I'm getting 7 to 9 miles a gallon depending on where I'm driving and how I'm driving, and that's better than that C15 would have done me in that Peterbilt. But anyway, so let's go over some of the stuff. Like I said, they do have the $6.95 fee, which covers your IFTA, UCR, 220, and some of the other back office stuff. They do have their own dispatch service that they use, and you got to use their dispatch service, and along with their factoring company, which isn't very much. Their dispatch service is out of California. You can do it one of a couple ways. You can let them do everything, and they'll find you loads and keep you rolling, and then by the time you get to your next place, it can get you another load. You can go that route if you want to. The way I do it is I have a couple load boards that I use, like that one, 1, 2, 3 load board, and another one or something. and I find the loads that I want to take and go where I want to go, which is the whole best part about doing this. And my dispatcher is awesome, and she does great work in getting loads for me. Excuse me one second. Or booking my loads, let me rephrase that. Because I'll find something on Dat1, and I'll send her a picture of the screenshot, and she calls, she negotiates, and I'd say probably about 80% of the time I get a better rate than what's posted on Dat1. And what Dat1 says is what I get paid, minus some fees, which I'll show you here in just a few minutes. But they do, and I think they're supposed to be coming out with their own load board or some AI load board or something. I'm not 100% sure, but they do. They do give you fuel cards. You get a $3,000 credit when you first start it, and they take it out of your settlements if you use the fuel card. The only bad thing about that fuel card is, for me at least, it's mainly TA, Petro, like 7-Eleven, and a couple other smaller places that I don't really have a lot of around me. I have a lot of Loves, and I have a lot of Pilots where I run. I run the southeast of the United States. I live over in Tennessee, and I do have TAs around me, but they're far and few between, and sometimes I gotta go way up out of my way to go to get a TA, or I gotta get gas as soon as I see a TA, or fuel as soon as I see a TA, so that, you know, I can make sure I make it to the next TA. So what I went ahead and did is I applied and got a pilot card, and I use my pilot card, which comes out of my bank account, and it has nothing to do with OOC or anything, just because I got so many of them around me. So, but you will get that, and it will save you on fuel. You can save up to $1 a gallon. I haven't ever got that far, but I guess they say you can. And it gives you a lot of maintenance tires and stuff like that. So I will use that at TAs. I mean, I stop at TAs when I can, but you know, any maintenance or anything, you get a discount on that as well. Billing, you do get same day pay. Well, probably next day pay, really, just depending on what time you send it to bill it. And I'll show you that on the paper that I got. And you get paid within 24 to 48 hours, is what they say. It hasn't ever taken me more than 2 days to get paid. So, and they're quick and easy about it, and it's pretty good. And so you can actually make a lot more money per month doing this than instead of like signing on to another company that charges 70%. You use their board, and you know, if it's $1,000, you only get 700 of it, and then you got to take all the fuel and everything out of that. So let me show you one of my my latest pay stub and show you what it was. And there's actually two loads on that because I actually factored it, forgot to send it in, and then did the next run the next day, and then so I did them both at the exact same time. So that's what it was. So let me stop this, and we'll go to the computer and take a look at it. All right, so this is a copy of one of my actual pay advances. Now, the total on this one was I got paid $400 to drive on. I remember this one. I got paid $400 to drive 13 miles. It was quite nice. But there's the advance rate schedule here. I'm not 100% sure what that is. It's 97 and 5. So out of the 400 that was on the line haul, the computed advance was $388, and I think that is minus this. If you took 97.5% out, And I'm not sure where that one goes. I cannot remember. But uh, so the charges of $37.75, which are down here, they charge you to put it on a debit card. I don't know why. They charge you 75 cents to process the invoice. This is the factoring company. And same day, which is the only way they do it, they charge you another $25. I don't know why you can't do it a different way, but that total comes out to $37.75, which comes up here. So I got a total of $350.45, which is what I got paid. $350.45. Now, excuse me. That is after the fees and everything. That really brings you back down to about 88 to 87% is what I actually got paid of the top. Now, I assume if you got the 70% line haul from another place, they're still going to fee you to death afterwards, and you even get less than that. So it's really not bad. Now, if you had anything taken out of here, like fuel, like I didn't have any advances, no buybacks. That's the zero. That's when you the fuel pump and then ask you if you want DEF or something like that. I don't ever do that, but it would that would come out of here, and any fuel, which I didn't have any fuel on this one, would also come out of here, because you would have a separate line here that says the fuel that you purchased if you purchased it with their card. So that's kind of how it looks. So of the $400, I actually got $350.45. So that's kind of how that works. So you can see that you get pretty much what you're supposed to get. Like I was saying, if you work for one of those companies that, only Landstar, for example, if you only get 70% of that load, you would have gotten $400 for the load, and you would have only gotten 70% of that, which would have actually only been $280. And then I'm assuming after that $280, I assume they probably got a lot of fees too, of putting it in your bank account, whatever, and it would have come down a lot. Mine only lost $50 on it. So for me driving 13 miles, I got $350.45. Which isn't bad. But the factoring company, then you got to pay that extra, like I was saying. So anything from 0 to $1,999, you pay them $55 to process that. If it's over $2,000, you pay them $85, and that's it. So really, for that, I probably got $300 because I had to pay them an extra $55 for the factoring company to do factoring, whatever. But it is a flat fee for them. So if you get a load for $5,000, the fee to factor that load for them is still only $85. If it's, like I said, if it's under $2,000, it's $55. So it's not bad. The higher the number goes, the better it is. Obviously, this was kind of not the best example because it was only a $400 load, and I had to pay an extra $55 for doing that load to the factory company. Excuse me. So, in my opinion, owner-operators co-op is excellence. If you want to really do your own thing and be your own boss, this is really it. Next to owning your own company, doing your own thing. Now, yes, you are paying everything like you are your own owner, like you have your own company, because you really are running your own company. But you're running under their authority. You do have to get your own plates because they don't provide plates. But You go out when you want to go out. You come back when you want to come back. You can drive wherever you want to drive. Haul what you want to haul. They don't make you do anything. I took a week off a couple weeks ago. Didn't mean to take a week off, but I did. And my dispatcher called me on Monday, says, did you need me to were you going to book a load or anything? I said, no, my mom's in town. And she said, okay. I didn't hear from her again until the following week. They don't care if you run or you don't run. I mean, you can really do your own thing. You want to leave on a Tuesday and come back on a Thursday, that's what you do. You want to be out for 2 weeks, you be out for 2 weeks. You want to go out for a day, you go out for a day and you come right back, whatever you want to do. Now, so that is a lot of the pros. For me, it's really only one con. Like I said, I live in East Tennessee. I live in the Eastern time zone. I like to get up early and go early. Unfortunately, their dispatch is not 24 hours. My dispatcher, she does come in at 6:30, which is great. And if I forget to book a load on Friday for Monday morning, then I really got to wait until 9:30 in the morning until she comes in. So for me, that's the only bad thing. If you live out in California, Eastern time or Western Mountain time, or whatever zones there are out there, it's really not a big deal for you. But that's really the only con that I've found with it. The pay is what you see is what you get. They do their administrative fees, and you know, for $400, I really got $300. They took $100 of it out, but that was, like I said, that was a poor example. I had one on here that was $2,600, but had 2 different loads on it, and that looked a little confusing. So, and the fees are the exact same, whether it's a $10,000 load or a $100 load. You're still going to get your debit card fee, that invoice processing fee, and that same day fee, which I think is stupid, but whatever. And the factoring fee, $55 or $85. Why they just don't take that out of your settlement, I wish they would just do that. It'd make it a hell of a lot easier, because I get paid, and then a day later I get the settlement in my email, and then I got to pay them. Wish they would just do it all in one thing and put it on the bill. It'd be a lot easier. But they don't. Maybe they'll change that. I don't know. But like I said, I would recommend them. I would do it. So take it as it is. If you want to be your own owner-operator and do your own thing, this is a really good place to do it. They're not taking 70% of your check or whatever, and then feeding you to death on top of that. So it's pretty good. I wish I'd have had one that had fuel on it. I could have shown you that, but I think I had already uploaded all those to my account. If you are thinking about being your own owner-operator, one thing I would definitely do is, if your credit's not good, get your credit good. Then you got to open your own business. You got to incorporate LLC. If that's where you want to go. Once you do that, get your EIN, get a bank account under your business name. That way you can, you know, my business is GSD Transport. It's just on my shirt. That's what all my paychecks say. That's what my truck is registered under, my trailer, everything's registered under that name. The only thing that's different is on the outside of the truck it says owner-operators co-op. So, all right. Any questions, put them in the comments. They're a great bunch of people, very knowledgeable. They're all truckers. They all were former truckers. And you can't really go wrong. It's at least worth looking at. All right, till the next video. You guys have a good day.